David Creever on BBC Radio Oxford.
Start this morning, a wolf from the Cotswold Wildlife Park put down after it escaped from its enclosure. Ember, the Eurasian wolf, was found just outside the park's perimeter fence on Friday morning. After escaping earlier this year, Ember had given birth to a litter of 5 cubs. Sophie's got some more on this. What happened, Sophie, then?
So this happened last Friday, July the 21st, and at 11 a.m, keepers discovered that Ember, who is Cotswold Wildlife Park's only female Eurasian wolf, had escaped from her enclosure. So an emergency plan was immediately activated, and the wolf was quickly located outside the park fence, just towards the A361. As you said, the decision was made that the animal could not be tranquilised from that distance, so had to be shot. Now, an investigation has begun, and in a statement, park owners said that at no time were members of the public in any danger, as she was away from the visitor area.
Thank you very much. Reggie Heyworth is Managing Director of Cotswold Wildlife Park. Morning, Reggie. Thank you for coming on this morning. You must be very sad at this news.
Yes, I mean, everybody's really, really upset by the whole thing. She was a lovely animal, and a lot of work had gone into getting her and the male settled. They arrived, I think, about 8 months ago, and then they'd stunned us all, actually, because she was quite a young animal, by having a litter of cubs about 10 weeks ago. So it's been very sad.
How did the wolf escape?
Well, we're still not completely clear on that. There was nothing obvious in terms of a breach in the perimeter fence or a gate being left open or anything like that. But what we did subsequently find out very quickly, there's an electric overhang around the perimeter of her enclosure. And electricity readings are taken every morning to confirm that the current is strong enough to give them a whack if they do challenge it. And although the readings came back that there was nothing wrong with that electrical fence, it transpired that actually the jolt going through, the current going through the fence wasn't enough. And the probe or the reader that we'd been using hadn't picked that up. It was giving a false reading. That's probably the main reason why the fence itself failed to do what it's been doing successfully for 12 years.
So the electric deterrent on the fence wasn't working. It's quite possible she managed to climb over the fence.
Yes, because there's no breach or anything like that. I mean, she must have she clearly got over the fence somehow. And the sort of thing that could happen is, a tree could fall down and destroy the fence, and she could climb out over the tree. But then there was no jump-off point. There was nothing to indicate there was anything other than her just basically getting over that very high fence. But in the absence of a sufficient electrical charge to give her to jolt her back, if she really tackled it, then that's probably how she got out.
There's been an outpouring of sadness, and I don't know if you've had a chance yet to see this one. A fair bit of anger on our Facebook page over the fact that Ember was shot. That was absolutely necessary, was it?
Unfortunately, there really was no way around that. Theoretically, and we were all equipped we had the tranquilizer dart ready to go within 10 minutes. And while she was relatively settled in the field where she was located, we kept her under observation. I suppose there was a remote chance, but it's not an exact science using a tranquilizer dart. And without going into too much detail, you would definitely have no chance unless you were within 20 metres of her of getting a safe and effective shot. And even then, there are loads of imponderables. It can take up to half an hour for an animal to go down after being successfully darted, and quite often you've also got to hit a fleshy part of the animal. And as you can imagine, she's just had cubs. She was very lean at the time, and so the sweet spot, if you park that's probably no more than 4 inches square, and you've got to have everything going right for you to do that.
So that ultimate decision then to put her down, did that come across your desk? Did the phone ring? Were you there? Who has to make that call?
I was on the radio. The man on the ground, as it were, in charge was the curator. It's also, and he made the call. I think, to be honest, in our heart of hearts, I think we all knew, because it's under the Zoo Licensing Act, under which we all operate. Wolves are classified as a dangerous wild animal. They're what's known as Category 1 dangerous wild animal. And strictly speaking, under the Zoo Licensing Act, which licenses us, it should have been an absolute no-no, even to contemplate using a tranquilizer. In those circumstances, you've got to euthanize.
Yeah, that makes sense. In your 40 years plus there at the park, have you ever had an animal escape before out of the perimeter fences? It's the first.
There's definitely the first time we've had a Category 1, a serious one. I remember a red panda getting out once, but luckily the place was under 6 feet of snow. We managed to track it and net it. Otherwise, I can't remember any other. Certainly, I mean, this is the most serious one we've had, and the one with the saddest outcome.
And in terms of visitor safety and security, I mean, we're entering into peak season, aren't we, here at the end of July?
Yes.
How can you reassure visitors that everything is going to be okay, that the fences are fully powered and so on?
Yes, I mean, we're completely satisfied that the fence is where it should be, absolutely working really effectively. Obviously, we were concerned that the male is now on his own and would be very agitated and maybe even, wanting to try and test the boundaries or whatever. But he seems to be settling down well. At no point in this whole really sad episode was Ember, the wolf, ever actually within the perimeter of the park. So she never posed a threat. And thanks to we do have a sort of escaped animal procedures, which we rehearse and so on. So although they were much inconvenienced, people were very good about responding to all our staff saying, please go into a safe place, or an enclosed area, the restaurant or the walled garden or wherever, and just await the outcome of this escaped animal. So I think we have the procedures in place, but I'm absolutely confident that it really was just an extraordinary piece of incredibly bad luck and a confluence of factors that gave us such a sad outcome.
Thank you very much for explaining and for talking to us this morning. Thank you, Reggie. Thank you for your time, sir.
Thank you.